Tell all the other curs the law's coming. You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
What is going on, everybody? I am here in Lamar, Missouri. I decided to come down here because there was a place I wanted to check out. I seen it online and it looked interesting, something that I'm into. Now, Lamar, Missouri, what some people might not know, is where Wyatt Earp actually got his start as a lawman. And this is a park that they dedicated to him and his family. And I decided to come down here and check it out. So, a lot of people might not know. I'm just going to give a little history on Wyatt Earp. I mean, for the most part, I'm not going to get too into it, to his whole story, because I want to focus on, everything that he did in Lamar. And this is Wyatt Earp right here, and his first wife, Urilla. And I apologize if I got her name wrong, but that's how I would say it. So yeah, he was born in Monmouth, Illinois, in 1848. Just a little basic info on him. Now, his dad, Nicholas, moved his family around a lot, and he moved them to Iowa, Kentucky, and Illinois during the Civil War, and then they moved to California. And then shortly after California, they moved back to Iowa, and shortly after that, that's when Wyatt Earp quit his job on the railroad, and they moved, his dad Nicholas moved to Lamar, and then Wyatt quit his job on the railroad and moved to Lamar with his family. And here, we'll go over here first, and I'll read a little bit of this off to you. He was born in Monmouth, Illinois in 1848. Urilla Sutherland was born in Lake Zurich, Illinois in 1849. The Sutherland family moved to Lamar in 1866. In 1869, Wyatt joins Earp family already settled in Lamar, Missouri. November 24th was when Wyatt Earp was appointed the constable. In 1870, he married Urilla in January. In February 11th, Lamar City Incorporated. And then in August, Wyatt purchases his home on 102 Mill Street. September 6th, the U.S. Census recorded Wyatt and Urilla. September-October, Urilla dies. November 8th, Wyatt sold Mill Street house. November 8th, Wyatt was elected as the constable. 1871, March, two lawsuits were filed against Wyatt. And in March, he left Lamar, never to return. And then in April, Wyatt was arrested for horse thief in Indian Territory. Apologize for that. 1874 to 1877, Wyatt's early law career days: policeman in Wichita, town marshal in Dodge City, Kansas. In 1879, Wyatt heads to Tombstone, Arizona. And we all know what happens down in Tombstone. 1881 was the year that the famous gunfight at the OK Corral on October 26th. Apologize for that. In 1882 to 1929, Wyatt, with other Western legends, sought revenge for the ambush of his brother Virgil and the murder of his brother Morgan, which I've read a lot about that, and his revenge ride was completely true. There were so many accounts of it, and Wyatt Earp actually killed Curly Bill, just like in the movie. I can't remember the exact distance between them, but they said it was super close, and there was gunfire everywhere, and Wyatt Earp shot him directly in the chest. So he left Tombstone, headed toward further west, and he met up with an old acquaintance, Josephine Marcus. Wyatt and Josephine spent the remaining years exploring the West, including Alaska, with adventures in horse racing, gambling, real estate, and mining. They returned to California at the turn of the century, where he would later meet Hollywood actors and would advise on Western films. And then in January 13th of 1929, Wyatt Earp dies in Los Angeles at the age of 80. So when Wyatt got here, actually became a constable, his dad actually traded his role as a constable to be a justice of the peace. So Wyatt took that over. And the Earps actually took over the law and business here in Lamar. And this is just one of the Coon family pavilions. Don't want to go too close over here. Sprayers are going off, the sprinklers are going off, so I'm gonna avoid that area. But anyways, yeah, Wyatt met and wooed his wife, Verilla. She was a daughter of one of Lamar's hotels. She was the daughter of one of the people who owned the Lamar Hotel. And here's some more facts on that. I'll just let you guys pause here and read this. I'm going to end up pausing in a minute so I can read it. But, yeah, he met Urilla, and they bought a house that was on the edge of the town. And I'm not sure if that still exists or not. So, I'm going to have to go by and see if I can find that while I'm out. It was a year later after they bought their house, not even a year from what I remember reading, but Urilla passed away. Now, I know like a lot of, old Western tales, about Wyatt Earp, Dog Holliday, Billy the Kid, Jesse James. There's a lot of facts that some people argue over, whether it happened or not. And, like, did Billy the Kid really die? Did him and Pat Garrett, did they fake their death? Did he help Billy fake his death? And they were actually really good friends. But, there's facts like that people that don't know that if it's true or not, they can't prove it, but it's, other people that are from two different sides saying it. And that was a case when I was reading about Urilla and how she actually died. A lot of people said she died in childbirth, and a lot of people said that she died because of typhoid. Well, they know she caught typhoid for sure, but they don't know if... I was getting two different sides of the story, and I'm not 100% sure on that, and I want to be accurate. So I'm just going to say one side said she died during childbirth, and one said that she died just from typhoid. Now, I know she did have typhoid. And another rumor that they said, in the movie with Kevin Costner, Wyatt Earp, after this happened, he basically burnt down the house. No, that's not true. He did not burn down the house. He sold it. But, yeah, after that happened, from everything that I've gathered and, seen in documentaries and things, Wyatt, it changed him. Completely changed him. And, I mean, why wouldn't it? His wife that he loved died pregnant with their son. And after that, he kind of got surrounded in some controversy, as I said over here on the billboard. He was 2 lawsuits were filed against him when he was a constable. He had to collect money and things for the schools and stuff, and apparently he was accused of pocketing the money. That was the first lawsuit. And he was accused also, the second one, he was accused of altering a court document which had some kind of a contract about money or something, and he changed the dollar amount on it, and they accused him of pocketing the money. So, and before him and his father were brought up on charges to see the judge, the Earps all just sold their land, and I believe Wyatt moved to Oklahoma, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that was kind of a trying time for him, and I can imagine the pain and everything he was going through. And back then, sometimes the good people, they did shady things. And there he is, the great Wyatt Earp. So I figured I would just come down here and take a walk around here, talk a little bit. And this is the band pavilion. I didn't know if this was finished, because when I seen it online, I think it was finished last year, but the dates on the articles were from last year. But yeah, a really cute little, cute, but a really cool little park in the place where Wyatt Earp got to start as a legendary lawman. And I think I'm like a lot of people. I love the movie Tombstone. That was during my genre growing up. And seeing Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer as a Doc Holliday, that was a great Western. I think we can all agree on that one. Us that enjoy old Western history. Like, I love it. And I'm gonna look into seeing about more places around here, and that might warrant a couple more trips down here. But yeah, this is Wyatt Earp Memorial Park, and which I think's awesome that they did this, because I love Wild West history. Wyatt Earp, Seth Bullock, some of the legendary lawmen, Bass Masterson, and a really nice tribute to one of the greatest lawmen in the history of America, and a fellow Illinoisan, whatever. I did not know that actually he was from Illinois until, I don't know, maybe 12 years ago, something like that. But yeah, really cool little place, full of interesting facts and everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna go check out and see if there's any place else in Lamar that I can find, but I'm not sure. I couldn't find a lot of things to do with him online that's here besides this park. I don't know if his land still exists, so that's what I'm gonna go do right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and you know what? I'm actually gonna go visit Urilla's final resting place, because I think that's pretty close to here too. So we'll go check that out. Alright, everybody, and this is Howell Cemetery, and this is the final resting spot of Wyatt Earp's first wife, Urilla Earp. Sorry, trying to get a good view. Now, this cemetery is really in the middle of just nowhere, so this completely makes sense. Back in those days, there wasn't a lot, and this is probably about, I'd say probably 8 to 9 miles away from Lamar, from where they lived. So it's just, this is an actual beautiful spot to be buried in, because there's nothing. There's just some farmhouses and just a really peaceful place to have your final resting place. Look at that. That's just beautiful fields and woods. And yeah, let's go take a look and see if we can find her. So, see you in a minute. I'm gonna go walk and look for her first, because my battery on my camera, I just noticed, is almost dead. So that's what we're gonna do. Instead of just wasting the battery walking around, we're gonna go. go look for her. Alrighty. Okay guys, it's a little windy out here, so I hope you can hear me. And this is the final resting spot of Urilla Sutherland Earp. Now I'm trying to be really respectful of the graves out here because there's a few close ones right here, but hope you can see this. It says wife of Marshal Wyatt Earp, daughter of William and Permelia Sutherland. Permelia. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize if I'm not. 1849 to 1870. And this is actually her original headstone, which has nothing on it. And they placed that when she was buried. And she's resting beautifully underneath this huge